Bring us 2 absolute martinis. You know how I like them, straight up. And then precisely 7 1/2 minutes after that, you're gonna bring us 2 more. Then 2 more after that every 5 minutes until one of us passes the fuck out.
It's up to each and every one of you, my highly trained Stratonites, my killers who will not take no for an answer. Not hang up the phone until their client either buys or fucking dies!
Welcome to the Talking the Line podcast, presented to you by Talking the Line Sports Media, giving you our best insights and analysis so you can rake in some cold hard cash on your next sports bet. Now sit on back, open up your mind, and let's cash some tickets. We can't thank you enough for joining us. We hope you enjoy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, degenerates and gamblers, far and wide. Welcome in to episode number 148 of the Talking the Line podcast on this absolutely beautiful Monday of bets, also known as Monday Night Football Monday, also known as, so you don't have to check your calendar, October 18th, 2021. Now, I know you saw the title. I know what you came here for. Stone cold locks, picks, insights, analysis, everything in between for Monday Night Football. Maybe a little additional value. Maybe some good vibes from the TTL crew. But before we get into all of that aforementioned nonsense, please take a few moments to smash that subscribe button on whatever platform you are currently ingesting the TTL pod on. If you are watching on YouTube, might as well hit that notification bell over there as well. All right, good to go. That way you never miss the start of a live show or any additional TTL crew content dropping. Next item up, but before I get to that, if you are listening, I always forget about you guys, but we love you too. If you're listening on your favorite podcast directory, make sure you hit that subscribe button there as well, as we always release the audio of every live show after it is complete. Now, for that next item up on the docket, after you get done smashing the absolute shit out of that subscribe button and notification bell, go ahead and smash the absolute shit out of that like button too. Go ahead, leave us a comment, leave us a rating, jump on over yonder in the live chat if you are watching live. Hey, maybe hit that share button as well. Send it on over to your brothers, sisters, friends, uncles, neighbors, aunts, enemies, anybody you so care to, because the TTL pod and crew are for all the first time better to the Daily Degenerate, and we cannot tell you how much we appreciate it when you do all of that aforementioned stuff, because it only helps us make TTL Sports Media bigger and better for each and every one of you. Hey, last, certainly not least, before we get into today's show, head on over to this episode's description where you will find the Talking the Line link tree. It's that first link right there, and within that link tree, you will locate the talkingtheline.com website, or if you just want to go to talkingtheline.com. But in addition, all of the TTL Crew's social platforms and our additional content, so you can consume all of that, however and whenever you please. Ladies and gentlemen, and beautiful gambling people, joining us on episode number 148, I am your humbled, honored, grateful, and ever-present handicapping host, Colt 45 Soroka. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you stopping by, getting some insights, getting some analysis, catching some good vibes, and having some fun in between. Now, we have a lot to discuss today. An absolutely loaded episode of Monday Night Football, Bills versus Titans. A little bit of NHL, a little bit of MLB, a little bit of banter, but I have failed so far in my duties as host of this here pod. I have one final thing that I need to accomplish this morning before we go anywhere. So my friends, it is my pleasure, as always, after mentioning crew, we, us, multiple times, to bring in the co-host of the TTL pod. A young man who is dancing on my grave this morning because his pack came right into Soldier Field and absolutely whooped the brakes off of us. Thought we had a shot at the very end, but as I tweeted, just doesn't feel good sometimes when we got the ball offensively and we're playing Aaron Rodgers and you know he's getting the ball back, you know they're going to score. I digress there. Let him gloat a little bit here this morning. Let's bring him on in, my friends. The man, the myth, the degenerate gambling legend, and resident TTL son of a bitch and cheese head and Southsider, Mr. Riley RMags Magnuson. Partner, how the hell are you doing over there today, pal?
My man, it is a damn good Monday for me over here. Victory Monday on my side of things. Fortunately for you, you do a good job of, keeping yourselves realistic about the Bears, so I can't really dance on your grave too much. But I did spend the weekend with many of optimistic Bears fans, yes. And so they've got plenty of those who literally laughed at me for thinking that the Bears had no chance, and I've gotten to a point where I don't even enjoy arguing about the Bears and Packers anymore because yesterday is what it is.
You know what it is, man, is it's like becoming an analyst.
Sure.
Has turned me into at least really unbiased and really realistic about some of my favorite teams. And Man, I saw it. I talked about it. I said, I got no fucking faith whatsoever. I'm not taking the 5 points. I'm not taking the 6. I'm not doing an alternate spread. I want no part of this. I sat back and watched. I said, hey, we got a field goal game going here. But as I tweeted, as I just mentioned too, man, I never, as a Bears fan, I never feel comfortable when we have the ball driving down and we have to go score.
Sure.
When we have to score, I don't feel comfortable.
I think it was a decent gauge for you guys to realize, like, all right, we're starting to build and have some nice things here, and this is what we're chasing, and that's still there, and it is still pretty damn solid. And you guys still have a decent way to go. At least, I mean, obviously, maybe we won't be there next year. I don't know, but the man said it. He still owns you, and until further notice, that is going to be the case, my friend.
What a disrespectful ass. What a disrespectful ass. I mean, holy cow.
Hey, man, he said it. Someone gave him the double birds. So
he solved the problem of taunting penalties. You know, you just go up in the crowd and start telling them,
the fans.
Fuck them, and I own you. Just don't say anything to the players. You're good to go.
100%.
So. Hey, just clicked over, Rome. See you in the comments, dog. Good to see you this morning, my man. As always, you faded us on the Pats. We faded the Cowboys. The books made it easier for the Cowboys to cover, and they got their asses cleaned out yesterday. We'll talk about that a little bit more, but hey, Cards as well, my man. Holy smokes, they took care of it big time. I won that TTL showdown, but went 1-2 in the showdowns. My partner whooped my happy ass this weekend.
Yes, sir.
I got my happy ass dragged through the mud this weekend. You know, it sucks because, and I'll talk about it, we'll recap it all here in a minute, but when you have a bad day during the NFL season, no real action has started anywhere else yet, you got to wait a whole nother fucking week to recoup those losses. And you're like, okay, let me look ahead. And then we looked ahead for this upcoming week's slate, and it's like,
it's an ugly one, folks.
I don't want no part of anything on there except maybe the Sunday night football game. And it's just like, oh my gosh. All right. Before we get into all of that, before we talk some more nonsense, my friends, I mentioned it. I told you guys that we had to recap this weekend's action. Now, my partner did a little bit better than me on the college football side of things, so let's check out what we got. First things first, recapping this weekend of college football action. Me on the right side over yonder. I went 5-5, started out hot, cashed the first 4 tickets of the weekend. I said, baby, let's go. Your boy is back. And then that son of a bitch we love called gambling pulled the rug right out from underneath me and ended up going 5-5. Little wheel spinning day. I think it was like 0.98 units, nothing crazy. Partner absolutely destroyed the books. 4-2 for him, college football wise. Only missed Tennessee and Boston College. So
Tennessee pissed me off, if I'm being honest.
That one was a rough one. Rough one for sure. I didn't get to watch much of it because I was at a.
It was a wild one.
Our boys, but
it was a wild one.
Either way, yeah, you definitely got me on the college football. Now, how about recapping some NFL action from this past weekend? Oh dear. I am very, very, very fucking sorry if you decided to back me. Just know this, my friends. I sweat and had a miserable fucking day too yesterday. So don't think that I just put these plays out on Friday, was all juiced up, and then I come here on Monday all fucking excited to just, hey, you guys fucking lost. I didn't. Woohoo. No, I fucking lost too, and I ain't happy about it, all right? So we're going to get some shit figured out. We're going to get some shit turned around. 1-5 is absolutely fucking unacceptable. But what is also unacceptable is the books absolutely handing out money in piles to the public. I don't understand what's going on. I don't know why they are making it so easy for the public to make shitloads of money. But there you go. 1-5 for me, 1-2 for my partner, 2-7 across the board for the crew for this NFL week. Okay, let's get that shit off the screen, please, because I don't like that.
Sticking with what you said about the books getting their ass got kicked yesterday. It got kind of kicked last week, but even more so yesterday. And I don't know, man. Now I see you mentioned it to me, guys who are running these sports books, like, oh, we had such a rough day. One of those days where you like lock yourself in your home. They're playing games with us, dude. They're playing games with us.
I'm pretty sure they are because if you don't follow us at Talking the Line, I follow a lot of
playing games.
Odds makers and like our guy Sportsbook and Sig. Like we go back and forth with him on Twitter a lot if you follow him. But last night I tweeted out, because I go through like at the end of the day, especially when Vegas has a fucking day like that, I go and like see what some of the directors are saying, like what's up. And shout out Tony Miller at Gollum LV. He's a sportsbook director for the Golden Nugget. And he said, this is what you're referring to. As a sportsbook director, this is just one of those days when I just want to go home, lock myself in my room with a full bottle of Knob Creek. And good for you, great, but Vegas doesn't have all the flashing lights and all the beautiful facilities they do for no reason whatsoever. Our good friend Daryl Rovell also said Vegas certainly wasn't built on days like this, and I think those days are going to be few and far between, and I think the way we are betting, the way we are looking at it, is very smart. Now, Rome, you might be in the doggone comments going up and down about your Cowboys. I am still floored about that. I can't believe that by Sunday they had lost the hook. By Sunday it was down to 3. And almost, I'd say 90% of the guys that I really, guys and gals that I respect in the industry said, shit, Patriots money line might just be the move in general. It's dropped all the way from 5.5 to 3. I told you on Friday's show, before we get into everything here, if I would literally say it on Monday, I said on Friday, that is literally the book standing on this here table, pulling their pants all the way down and saying, here, Dallas Cowboys, go ahead, have some fun. Like, what in the hell? I don't understand.
6-0 ATS.
I don't understand.
They get a bye week. They get a bye week off the Cowboys here.
Get away for a little bit while. But yeah, I have no idea, my man. Kind of
good
fucking
for you.
Wild.
Props to you.
For you if you did, for sure. We'll talk about that later, some more banter and stuff like that, because we also might be changing the show format. Once again, we might be going back to business as usual, Monday through Friday, so we won't have the recap and look ahead for the NFL because NBA is here. I already got some value on tomorrow, and I'm ready to rock and roll as far as that goes. I'm ready to just start cashing tickets left, right, and center. And, stop taking a break here and there. I actually got little NHL value for you today. I'm diving back in the NHL, so we got plenty of stuff to start dishing out. Stop leaving value on the table, if you will. We got to bring it live, bring it to you guys. So, that all being said, we got a show to get to today. We got RMags picks coming at you. If you didn't read the description, he's got the spread covered for us tonight. I got the total covered for us tonight. We're going to stay out of the prop market. Just a lot of ugly lines, a lot of weird stuff. But again, always, if you guys have questions, you're watching live, anything like that, drop them in the chat. We'll answer anything you're looking at.
Because I did have somewhere I was like, maybe. I just, Yeah,
maybe. And then, excuse me. After we do that, I will also dish out a little bit of hockey value. Got Blake coming out of the Flyers and Kraken matchup, my friend. So stick around for that. Let's get things kicked off here today. For now, if you're a fan of all the banter, going back and forth of everything that happened this past weekend, stick around into the show. We'll have RMags Sidebar, a little bit of banter between us, a little bit of TTL announcements, and then send you on about your way with some inspiration in my motivation minutes. So for now, quit all the nonsense, cut all the gossip, quit all the drama that you could go to every other sports media outlet and get. You come to the TTL pod for the stone cold locks, picks, insights, analysis, and more. And most importantly, running tickets to the window with the TTL crew all day and night long. So without further ado, but with just a bit of ado, because we have one final task to complete. Partner, to me, to you, to all you beautiful people out there tuning in live or maybe watching at a different time. Maybe they tell you shouldn't be drinking coffee at this time, but you are enjoying the black elixir of the gods. Say, fuck them, take your sip, and let's get on with it.
One of these days I'm just going to chug mine and...
Woo! Here we go. All right, here we go. It's showtime. Got a funny story about that for the end. I will tell a story about turbo shots that I used to take when I was a waiter in a previous life. So we'll save that for RMags Sidebar.
Most definitely.
Colt's quarter bar. So here we go. First segment of the day, my friends. We've recapped everything. We've had a little bit of fun. Let's get into it. First segment of the day. RMags best bets. Let me put my pen. Actually, I'm going to keep my pen in my hand because I'm going to have some shit I need to write down. I suggest you do too. If you don't already have your sports books out, ready to hammer this shit in as we both already have, turn that volume way on up. Open those ear holes wide and those eye holes wide. And when I'm feeling weird, sometimes I like to say, get ready to have your dome pieces penetrated by nothing but serious knowledge. And as always, hey, partner, you have the floor.
I appreciate you today, my man.
Absolutely.
So we are going, as my partner mentioned earlier, to the spread on this game. And I am actually, not because of everything that happened yesterday, although that did help me make my decision a little bit here, but I'm going to the public side on this one tonight, folks. Going to the Bills -6 on the road against the Tennessee Titans here. I'm buying into the Bills. I've been bought into the Bills, and
Yes, you have.
as much as I think the Titans might start to improve on a few things here, I still think they're very flawed, and I don't think tonight is the best matchup to get all of their mistakes figured out here. For the Bills, the defensive numbers are, without a doubt, in the top 3 in the NFL. Now, am I going to say that I can confidently say that I think they're a top 3 defense in the NFL? I'm not sure. They've obviously played a couple, the Dolphins, the Texans, and absolutely ransack on those teams, but they did hold the Kansas City Chiefs to 20 points, the lowest total of their season. Say what you will about them, their offense has still been putting up points, and the Bills held them down better than any of the other teams have this season. Titans pass offense, folks, has been ugly, and that's one area where I do think they will start to improve, and they might even look a little bit better tonight, but I don't think it's going to be enough. It looks like Julio is back tonight, but still think he's
I'm a fantasy Julio owner. Forget it.
Right. And A.J. Brown doesn't quite look himself this year, and I don't think he's going to be any better today. I do believe he's dealing with an illness tonight, so I think he might be a little slow tonight. Offense for the Titans pass offense has been 27th in the league. As I mentioned, I do think that's going to improve going forward, but not tonight. They are allowing the most sacks in the game. Their protection of Ryan Tannehill has been absolutely brutal, and the Bills are 6th in the league on the defensive side of the ball, sacking the quarterback. So I think that's going to continue tonight, partner. And I don't think the Titans are going to, on the other side of the ball, get enough pressure on Josh Allen. The Bills are number 1 in the league right now at protecting Josh Allen better than anybody. I believe it is allowing only 1 sack per game, and I think we see that once again. You look at the Titans' record; they're 3-2. Obviously, they've had success in the past. Been kind of this similar team here. But when you really look at their schedule so far from under a microscope, they were absolutely destroyed by the Cardinals in Week 1. This Bills team, in a similar way, is kind of looking the same way that the Cardinals are and can do the similar things here. Titans also beat Seattle. Looked nice at the time in Week 2, but whether it's Geno or Russell Wilson, that team had some issues, and that's going to continue, and it was very much a case there in Week 2. They beat Indy, which now Indy is starting to figure themselves out. At the time, Indy was, especially offensively, absolutely brutal. And the Titans lose to the Jets and beat the Jags. So I'm not really buying into that 3-2 partner at all, and I don't think they deserve to be within a score here. I think this might be a little sweaty come the end of the game. I think the back door might be open, but I think that Bills defense is going to slam it shut, or we might even see another game where the Bills absolutely dominate, and it's a no-doubter. So I'm really buying into the Bills, and I'm more than happy to lay the 6 here. If it was up at 7.5 or even 7, I would be very, very concerned about the Bills, but sitting here right at 6, even despite all that money, I mean, it was down at, I believe, 4.5 earlier on in the week, and it's climbing with that money. So I'm going to trust it, and I'm going to go with the Bills here at -6.
Hey, you know this. I've already backed you. Told you guys I already backed it. I'm all over it with him. I am not afraid of backing the old Buffalo Bills here.
Right.
Now, is a bit concerning that we are both on the public side of the play. That's the only thing.
Sure.
But I mean, hey, the public absolutely cleaned out Vegas this week. So if anybody is going to do it, then I think it's possibly going to be the Bills to continue on that trend, because I too also think that this is going to be an extremely lopsided affair, and I'll actually talk about that in my picks as well. But that all being said, my friend, anything else that you need to lay down, discuss, hammer out, talk about, anything in between?
No, I think I'm all set. I actually wouldn't even be impressed if the Bills had some nice success running the ball tonight. And rush defense, the only thing I haven't mentioned, their rush defense has been pretty damn solid all season long. So I think they'll hold down Derrick Henry, and Titans might even be forced to be throwing the ball all game long if they're down by a score or more. So I don't know if Derrick Henry's going to be too much of a factor tonight.
Yeah, and if they're throwing the ball
at least in the usual sense.
If they're throwing the ball all game long, then he definitely is not going to be. So that's kind of what we're thinking. It's kind of what I'm thinking, and it kind of played into my total on the not the spread, the total. My play on the total. Sure. So all that being said, appreciate your picks, partner. Let's get into my best bets of the day. Now, I got one Monday Night Football game for you, or one Monday Night Football pick, staying out of the prop market, as I already said, and then got a little NHL action I'll drop on you too. So, as far as the total goes, my friends, I do believe I'm on the right side here, and I think we're going to cash this ticket nice and easy. First things first, total is set at 53.5. Be sure to do your line shopping, maybe 53 at some other spots, but I am taking the under 53.5 in this game, and that's because I think this is going to be an extremely one-sided affair from whichever way you look at it, and that's in favor of the Bills. I'll tell you what I got this game projected at towards the end, but it's also why I had faith to back the Bills minus 6-2 in this spot. I think points are going to be at a premium for Tennessee here. I don't think it's going to be a classic Derrick Henry ground and pound battle. You can tell me, oh, I remember the Josh Norman stiff arm last year. Wonderful. That's one play. I think they're going to be coming out just fine on the defensive side of the ball. I think that defensively is really where they're going to hang their hats here tonight, if I do say so myself. Now, a couple of things that I did want to mention. Tennessee has played 2 road games so far this year. Tennessee had played 2 home games, not road games, home games. Right. Both of those games did go under. One was a total of 54, and one was a total of 47. Arizona and Indiana were those 2 games. You just said it, partner. Wow, I think the Bills are pretty damn similar to what Arizona is doing. I do as well, and I think that's the way the Bills come in here today. We see under. Imagine that. It's right at 53, 54, 52, right in that ballpark. What do you know about that? Buffalo, actually, as well, a place I targeted there is them being a favorite. They've been a favorite in 4 out of their 5 games so far this year, and they're 3-1 to the under so far as a favorite. So not worried about that at all. I think it's going to be very one-sided, like I've been saying. And you mentioned it too, partner. I think there's way too many injuries or question marks or concerns as far as the receiving core, the backfield, the offensive line.
Sure.
Definitely the defense, who has done nothing to show us anything that they have any way of stopping any type of anything at all.
Right.
So I think that's going to loom large here for Tennessee and really going to hamper them from getting the ball in the end zone more than twice. I don't really see them doing more than 2 touchdowns. But if you don't believe all of me, believe the sharp money. This bad boy actually ballooned up to 55 last week, and the sharps bought it back down. Now you're getting a little bit more public buy-in, but still under is getting 45% of the bets with 43% of actual money wagered, so not a crazy public side. You love to see that. Those were pretty profitable this weekend. Overall trends, you know me, boys and girls. The under 4-1 in Buffalo's last 5 as a favorite, 5-2 in Buffalo's last 7 Monday games, and the last 6 meetings between these 2 teams, Tennessee and Buffalo. The under is 4-2, and I project this game right at 31-17. I see it a pretty damn similar game to the Cardinals and Titans when the Titans welcomed in the Cardinals, and they're doing the exact same thing here tonight. Bright lights, Monday Night Football. I think Josh Allen and the boys get easy cover, and then just because of that, nice 31-17, no sweat, under 53.5 for my best bet of Monday Night Football.
I'm all over it, my man. I will ride it with you to the window because that projection is kind of spot on because I think it's going to be tough for teams to hold down the Bills under 30 points because except for week 1, which I'm kind of throwing out the window against Pittsburgh for them.
Yeah. Haven't
been under 35 points, and they can get to that number and still keep this game under that total. So I like it.
Yeah, and I had 28 at first, and I was like, that doesn't seem right. They need an extra field goal. 31-17, sure. And then it just started throwing alarms in my head. I said, hey, that's going to be the score. So if it's 31-17, maybe I'll do an exact score, 31-17, and if I hit that bad boy, I'll buy somebody a drink.
There you go.
Who knows? Who knows what's happening, but 31-17. All right, so there's Monday Night Football. Let's see, real quick before we get out of Monday Night Football, we got one question to answer, then I'll get into hockey, and then we'll dive back into all the questions later. Josh Allen at 38 pass attempts. Why would it be that high? That it does seem pretty high, but honestly, he has been just chucking the rock left, right, and center. I would tend to lean to the under on that, but honestly, I think
what is it, 38?
38, and I think it's also too because of Tennessee's secondary being so bad. I
think some of the other games that he's had here have been blowouts where he doesn't have to play too much towards the end of the game, and they could kind of just ice the game, or they've put in Mitch Trubisky here. So, I mean, you look at...
he hasn't even got close. There's no game that he's even gotten close. He's got over in 1 game, and, other than that, not even.
Yeah, over in 2 games. Week 1 against Pittsburgh, and then against Washington, he had 43 attempts. So... I think because then the other games, they beat Miami 35-0. He had 33, 40-0 against Houston, only 30. So I think that has something to do with it as far as not playing too much towards the end of the game.
I don't know if there's a ton of value there because it could be right there.
Right around there.
Right around there. But obviously the trends say under if you are leaning any which direction. But still got a little bit of additional value here to dish out for you guys. We'll get back into all of that here later. Let's go quickly. Lace up the skates. Change gears a little bit, unbuckle the chin strap, leave that bad boy at home, and get ready to rip some lasers on net, baby.
No chin straps?
No chin straps.
No chin straps.
We go old school. No helmet over here at this side of the table. We are going rough and rowdy, if you will.
Okay. I like the no visor, just a little bit of brain bucket action.
Hey, we don't need any brain bucket over here. We're willing to just get wild.
For sure.
My goalie doesn't even wear a fucking face mask for crying out loud. All right. So, as I told you at the beginning of the show, going to match up between the Seattle Kraken and the Philadelphia Flyers. And my friends, I'm going back to the well. I'm taking the Seattle Kraken money line, plus 115, plus 120, wherever you're finding it at your book right now. The Kraken being back down to that small of an underdog in general, I can't pass up on that.
Right.
They opened the season as plus 200 underdogs to the Vegas Golden Knights, and now they're being priced pretty doggone accurately for what kind of in turn plays out to about a 40-45% cover probability. And I'm willing to get that little bit of plus money Paulie action in order to say, yeah, I think they're getting that done better than 42% of the time. Mainly because I just don't think the Flyers are cracked up to be anything, especially at home, but stick a pin in that. We'll talk about it later. One thing that really tripped my trigger on the Seattle Kraken was the fact that the Flyers are getting 80% of bets and 79% of actual money wagered. Now, this is not the NFL. I don't think that the books are going to get crushed by a Monday night Flyers versus Kraken game. I think they're going to get a little bit of their money back in that ballpark, and I don't believe that Philly deserves to be favored in getting that much money in any capacity. Now, the other thing that stood out for me was the goalies in this one. I have Grubauer for Seattle and Hart for Philadelphia. Now, Grubauer has only continuously improved, got a 2.99 goal average. It's slowly dropping down, and he's just looked better game by game by game. I think he does that again here today against the Philly team that's really struggled since last year.
Yeah.
And speaking of struggling, let's talk about Mr. Hart. He has only regressed more and more from last year. Looked terrible in game one against the Vancouver Canucks. He's got a 3.78 goal average, allowed 5 against the Canucks in a shootout. Overtime it might have been. Either way, did not look good at all, and he just looks like he's going to continue to regress. I'm going to bet on that fact, but I'm also bet on the fact that Philly just has no fucking cohesion whatsoever. And what I have loved to see from the Kraken so far, that even though they're 1-1-1 right now, they have been the better team on the ice in every matchup. They have given more effort. They've had more shots on goal, and it's only their third game. Now it's their fourth game. The cohesion I'm seeing from those guys, in contrast to Philly, I think it allows them to get this game regardless of if they're on the road or not. So I'm going to be backing the absolute mess out of the Kraken here, especially early on in the season when I don't think a lot of people they're going to really run to the window to back the Kraken because they don't have that brand name value yet. And a lot of people think early season, a lot of people think that they ain't going to have no value at all. And I'm really just not buying into that. You know, you're not going to be able to find any trends for them, anything historically, nothing crazy for the Flyers other than their 5-12 straight up in their last 17 home games.
Right.
So I'm not concerned about them being at home. I think the Kraken unleash them. Have an absolute night in Philly, and we cash plus money. Paulie, second best bet of the night, Seattle Kraken, money line.
I'll be right there. I will be right there with you, my friend. As far as some of these hockey plays, I have some indicators, like you mentioned, as far as the gambling pricing and this stuff, that also rang for me. I just, I'm not the NHL capper here too much, and I can't really explain why I'm taking a side, so that's why I'm
working on it.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. I'm getting better.
And I'm kind of just watching games and learning more about the sport in general, which I have been a fan of, but I'm right there with you, my man. Philly, I mean, as far as all that money, Pennsylvania is one of the bigger legal gambling states right now, and I have to imagine that a good chunk of people are hammering in bets on the Flyers there against, like you said, a team with no brand name, and they think of that and kind of just assume that they're terrible, and that's not the case, as you mentioned. As you mentioned, that ain't the case, man.
No, it is not the case whatsoever, and that officially does it. All of my best bets for October 18th, 2021. Might have a little bit of additional action than what we might put up on the screen here in just a second, so follow me on the Action app. I'm at cash_with_Colt. Riley is at RMags in all caps. And then the TTL best bets of the day are at Talking the Line on the Action Network app, if I did not mention that. You can also find our best bets of the day. You can just go to talkingtheline.com and hit the Today's Best Bets tab. Who would have thunk?
Yep.
They're all there as well. Now, we can't really do props or any other side things. So if we do end up finding anything like that later, you got to follow us on the Action Network app in order to find it there. But Why the hell even worry about that when you tune into the show live and you can just get our best bets right here, right now, hammer them in, hammer them home, and get ready to run to the window with us 8 hours ahead of time.
Sure.
So without further ado, let me put up the TTL Crew's best bets for Monday Night Football Monday, October 18th, 2021, and this absolutely gorgeous Monday of bets. Here they are, live from
Nashville?
Oh, this is Nashville?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
I was thinking, I forgot we were in Nashville. So the Wonder Tennessee River, maybe?
Probably not.
It's
but
not the Tennessee River at all.
It's all right, guys.
Maybe the Mississippi? I got no idea. Either way, I'm looking like crap right now.
Yikes.
So, rebound. The TTL Crew's best bets of the day are live on your screen. If you turn your attention directly above us, Mags says the public is going to continue to feast on the books, and we might as well too. He's backing the Bills -6, and I'm right there with him. If you turn your attention to the left side of your screen over yonder, I got 2 picks coming for you. I got the total covered for us. We're taking under 53.5, and I am taking as well a little bit of hockey action. Lace up the skates. We're going to the Kraken, and we're taking them on the money line. We're getting a plus money Pauly to the window on this beautiful Monday. Without further ado, you know the drill. Lock them in, hammer them home, sprinkle a little bit of dough down. Whatever you need to say, just make sure you get today's TTL Crew best bets of the day. And whatever the current best line is on your favorite sports book.
'Tis the Cumberland River, my friend.
This is a song about the Cumberland Gap to Johnson
Oh, yeah,
City,
it probably is that.
Tennessee. That's
Wagon Wheel.
Wagon Wheel.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel.
Someone else is like that. It has
Rock
nothing to do with the
me,
Cumberland
mama,
River, you
anyway you
dumbass.
feel.
I do like the Kraken sitting in that water on that graphic there,
Mama,
money
rock
line.
me. I do too.
Right?
Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama,
Walk.
like a southbound train. Hey, hey, mama, rock me. All right. There you go. There you have it. Cumberland Gap, Cumberland River, whatever the hell it might be. Appreciate you having my back there, partner. TTL Crew's best bets of the day. All right. That does it. Everything right at 30 minutes. Now, obviously, we have plenty of other stuff to discuss. We got about 30 minutes we could burn off here. So let's talk a little bit of shit. If you guys got any, hey, you're welcome. Our pleasure, Rome. We always love to connect with you guys. Anything you want to drop in there, we are always more than willing to answer it. No question about it. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. We'll talk, I'm sure we'll get into a little bit of MLB, some extra hockey, some other stuff here shortly. But for now, to kick things off for the second half of the show, partner, anything burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul, you have been dying to get out to the kind folks that joined us on episode number 148 on this absolutely beautiful October 18th, 2021.
All right, my man. I am interested. My one of my favorite seasons of the year. The NBA is kicking off tomorrow. I know our guy Rome is an NBA fan, so I'm interested to hear what his opinions are as well. But I know you're not the biggest NBA fan, but you do like capping the games, and you obviously watched it a good amount last year.
Yes, sir.
Gun to your head. What you got? Any futures that you, if you had to play something, whether it's NBA champ or conference champs, either of those? Because I got my my NBA blog will be coming out tonight.
Oh,
Got a few finishing touches, but coming out tonight. I've got some more value on like over unders as opposed to like season winners, but I do have my opinions.
wow, that's put me right on the spot. I haven't gone too far. You know what? I'll just say it because I think that they have a huge rebound spot, and they were right there with the Bucks at the end of the year, and it's how it played out. I think the Nets do it this year. I think the Nets do it this year. I don't know what the odds are at. I haven't really even looked into anything. Yeah. And I just feel like even with all this Kyrie stuff going on, I feel like eventually that's just going to be water under the bridge. Nobody's even going to be talking about it. And I think the Nets are going to have a run at it, boy.
Well, honestly, and I'm right there with you, my friend. But regardless of whether or not Kyrie plays a full season with them or not, I think they would have won the championship if they had two of the three stars healthy against the Bucks. And I think we're going to see that again this year. I mean, James Harden's hamstring hasn't really been holding up the last 2 years, so I guess that would be my concern. And I know you're not a big guy who likes to pick the favorite or even the two favorites, but the NBA. the last 2 years have been very contrary to that. I think they kind of get back into that where it's a little more predictable, at least as far as who's in the championship, because I actually think that the Nets and Lakers might be there. Health permitting, honestly, is the only thing for me. And now we're starting to get back into the first normal year of NBA in the last couple of years, because that's what the last 2 years were. They were abnormal years, and you kind of saw that with the Heat getting to the finals 2 years ago, the Suns and Bucks. Now the Bucks and Suns are still really good teams, but I think with the Lakers' health, they retooled, I guess you'd say, the depth of that team. So I actually do have the Lakers and Nets kind of rolling through their conferences, because you have the Bucks with a little less hunger. Like Giannis is still Giannis, he's still really hungry, but they didn't really add anything at all. And their hunger just isn't there. I mean, you see that with those teams where they were really just like starving, the Bucks were, and they finally got over the hump. And maybe the Suns have a little bit of a hunger, drive to them, but I kind of see a little bit of regression as far as the grand scheme of things for them. I still think they'll be really, really good, but some other teams I'll talk about a lot more in my blog, but I'm on the fence about the Knicks. I kind of see some regression coming from them. Maybe their over/under total is like right at like a 500 team, which I feel like is a little disrespectful, but I don't know, man.
I might be back on the Knickerbockers this year.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, I like them. I think honestly the setting the line as them being a 500 team is what started to raise some red flags. It's like, oh, the public's gonna think that's an easy over, but. Yeah. And maybe Rome said it last week with the Cowboys. Maybe there's certain spots where, as opposed to just stealing everyone's money on that, maybe they want to butter them up a little bit. I don't know.
That could be very true, too. I don't know exactly where it's going to go. Hey, our guy loves our hometown team to make the playoffs.
I love it, too,
games
baby.
Won.
I love it, too.
Well, I'm a big fan. Lakers is NBA champs for our guy Rome, and Bucks under on game 1 as well. So kind of on the same page as us.
I'm blanking on what the total is, but I think I'm with you on that one as far as the under in the Bucks. Yeah,
so pretty much with us all the way across the board. So we'll have some fun cashing some NBA tickets here over the course of the next few weeks. Don't you worry about that whatsoever. We got that coming. And actually, man, I looked ahead to tomorrow's yesterday's slate. Tomorrow's slate, opening day NBA. We got Golden State Lakers and Bucks Nets. Call me crazy. I already like the Nets. Tomorrow, we'll talk a little bit about it, but I think if everything kind of shakes out, that's why we might go back to business as usual and then just have a little bit of additional time here during the sidebar banter, just to talk a little bit of shit, this, that, and the other, whatever's going on, whatever's happening, and answer some questions, connect with you guys more, do some stuff that not a lot of live shows in the industry do, just kind of answer questions, do stuff like that, so... Why the hell not?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, after tomorrow, we're going to have a real nice slate of NBA games almost every single day. You already got some NHL coming out today on the show, so we're getting rocking and rolling, man.
Let's go.
The season where all these 4 or 5 leagues overlap that I absolutely love is,
Big smiles, bright eyes. Here we go. Big smiles, bright eyes. Here we go. Everybody ready? We're going to do some fucking bankrupting. That's what we're ready. Ooh, totally forgot. This is why I write myself notes.
There you go. There you go.
Turbo shots.
Turbo shots. What's the deal with turbo shots?
Let's bring it full circle. So... You said, oh, man, I might have to just chug one of those one day, and it just kind of brought it back into my mind. Now, when I was a waiter, I'd work late night shift. I'd start at like 3 o'clock, wouldn't get off till like 10, 11 o'clock at night. So, I'd be drinking a little bit. Either CJ's, remember the Siege, or also Medici. Shout out to Med. Siege isn't any longer around, but the Med is, Medici is. So, you ever in Normal, Illinois, Bloomington, Illinois, stop by Medici, tell them your boy Colt 45 sent you. And
who?
They'll probably light up from here to here. Nah, those are my people. I still talk to them to this day. I love those guys. But when I worked there, we'd work the late night shifts, and they had an espresso machine.
Okay.
You know your boy. He's
of course.
Fucking caffeine fiend. So what I would do, and hey, you ever feeling tired one day, you got access to this, get a little wild. You can even do it with just coffee, but I add a little extra something with the espresso. So we do a cup full of ice.
Okay.
I would do a little chocolate and caramel syrup too over the top of that ice. Give a little sweetness because I just go straight up. 2 shots of espresso, and then top all that off with some coffee, and then maybe just a little cream depending on how crazy I was feeling. Yeah. Stir it up just to cool it off enough, and just bloop straight down the hatch. Call her a turbo shot because it feels as though, you know when you're mowing the lawn and they have that like turtle and the rabbit is typically like that turbo, right? So like as soon as that last drop hits the gullet, it is almost as if you just, here we fucking go, baby! And then you just like, oh, I have table 18 and 22 and 36 and 47. And they need 2 Diet Cokes and he needs his rolls and they need a salad. All right, let's fucking go. And, it's kind of kind of
There you
something
go.
that'll get you rocking and rolling. So, hey, turbo shots.
I love
What do
it.
you know about that?
All right.
Popped into my head. Bring it all full circle here at the second half of the show. Baseball. We got baseball tonight, bruh.
I'm liking
Shout
the
out
Red Sox.
Consig. That's
Baseball, bro. But I'm actually liking the Red Sox tonight. Early look.
Yeah.
Home team Red Sox minus 120.
Is that just because you're pissed off at your Quiddy and the Astros and you think that he's due for a stinker?
No, I've been buying into some home teams. Whenever the Astros are at plus money, those are the games where they've been losing. That's kind of what I've been noticing. And the biggest thing that scares me is that Rodriguez is on the mound for the Red Sox. So
Yeah.
you don't like to see that, but
Especially the Stros against a lefty, dude. Like,
Right.
That's
Right.
That's what scares the shit out
so
of me.
maybe the over. I don't know, but I think the Red Sox will get to your Quiddy. That was kind of the other part of it.
Yeah, I'm not sure they will either. He's been dominant as all shit. So I don't know where I lean it there. I'm also kind of thinking the over. I don't know where I'm gonna go there. I might have some additional NHL action too. I've been kind of looking a little bit back and forth. I don't know which direction I'm gonna go quite yet.
I went completely dark on the NHL over the weekend. So
Yeah, chop feels. I was paying a little bit of attention. Nothing crazy. That's why I didn't have anything too wild here today. But yeah, stay tuned. Might do a little something MLB. Who knows what we're gonna have there? Maybe we'll discuss a little Yurfy Nerfy action.
Maybe.
Who knows? Maybe we'll take a look.
Haven't been seeing any boosts or anything about the MLB yet. I was looking
No.
through for the NFL. Didn't see any MLB action.
Yeah, nothing much. What do we got here? Bills have the healthiest and best weapons for a top team right now. I truly think they destroy the Titans tonight. Bills -6. Locked.
Love it.
Also, yeah, no shit. Trevin Diggs having more touchdowns than his brother right now as a defensive back, my friend.
That was wild, dude.
Number 7 for number 7 last night.
Yep.
If you didn't see it, Mac Jones threw it right to his old teammate, Roll Tide. Trevin Diggs for a pick 6.
Next play burns
Another
him.
pick 6. Yeah, that was absolutely insane. The safety fell asleep at the wheel, though, so
yeah.
not all Trevin's fault.
No.
But either way, does Stefan get in the end zone tonight? Good question. Partner?
Possibly. Like I said, I was seeing as far as like certain projections, I was seeing maybe the Bills running backs have some success tonight. I like Stephon Diggs. I'm interested what those odds were.
I gotta keep talking.
Okay. But I was seeing some projections to have Devin Singletary have a nice day, or at least compared to what his odds or his pricing was on his yardage totals. But the totals were almost so low that it was like almost one of those situations where it's too good to be true. It was like over 24.5 rushing yards for Singletary.
So yeah, well, they typically aren't monsters anyway.
No, I
so it's
know,
almost
but then
a
I
good
look
spot to
back
have
and
it.
he's been over that the last 3 weeks, so I don't know.
Yeah, kind of a setup there for sure. Stephon Diggs -115 anytime TD score. So
I like that. I typically like that pricing with stars,
Yeah, -115 is not
unless
too
it's
bad
somebody
for
that's
sure.
always getting in, and that's like
Yeah.
lower than their average.
Kind of fishy here. +110 for both Julio Jones and AJ Brown. Both at +110. Derrick Henry obviously leading the charge, -195. That's no question. Manny Sanders has been getting in, got in twice last week, twice the week before that, or 2 weeks before that.
Sure.
He is at +160.
Okay.
Singletary also at +160. Right above them, Dawson Knox +170.
He's been playing well.
He has been playing really
playing
good,
real
and
well.
that friggin' him and Allen connection is pretty damn legit, if I do say so myself. Outside of that, actually, the Buffalo defense, special teams, +360, worth a look. I like that.
Interesting.
I like those odds right around.
I was gonna say that
ballpark. I
pricing
like
is like almost,
almost where I want to have the
Right,
Buffalo defense
right.
special team at.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
I don't know what word I was looking for there. Like typically, I feel like they're at least like +500 or something like that.
Yeah, I forgot last week too. Moss outsnapped Singletary 42-15.
Okay.
So that's probably kind of why it
42 to
is, and yeah,
15,
they're
yeah.
starting to.
Well, yeah, and 100%. And it was just projections that compared to his price of 24.5, it was like 36, 37 yards. They were projecting him to get. So we'll see.
All right, well there you have that. Outside of that, nothing major on this side of the table. I did just see an update NBA. Speaking of, Grizzlies just signed Jaren Jackson to a $105 million rookie contract extension,
Got
4
him paid.
years per Woj.
Triple J's.
Bomb.
Grizzlies are going to be solid this year, man.
Yeah, they're going to be real fucking solid. I hope they are, because there was a lot
They're
of
one of my
spots
favorite
at the end
teams
of
to
the
watch,
year
man.
that they should have fucking won us a lot of money, and they just got stiffed at the end, and it was a bunch of BS.
I think they're going to be a solid team to bet on again this year,
I
though.
think so too. So there we go. Damian Williams remains on the reserve COVID-19 list per Nagy. And David Culley of the Houston Fighting Daves, all formerly known as the Texans, said that Tyrod Taylor has strained his hamstring, is feeling better, but because this is such a long, was non-committal on whether he'll practice this week, says he's day-to-day, but he has made progress. So, nothing crazy, nothing major. Obviously, it's Monday. Everybody's overreacting, losing their minds right now, while we're just giving out bets and continuing to cash tickets. So,
Most definitely.
Outside of that, let's see. Talked MLB, talked NHL, NBA full swing tomorrow. We'll talk post show, but yeah, probably gonna go to 5 days a week, business as usual, cashing tickets, run into the window, nothing else in between it. Hey, our friends over at Moneyline Dice, if you're struggling this upcoming week, all types of crazy lines, all types of nonsense. You just don't want to put anybody's opinion into it. Hell, you don't even want to have your opinion into it, but you want to trust something that can be trusted from time to time. That is our favorite all-knowing cubicle objects here at the TTL Pod, and that's the Moneyline Dice. If you go to this episode's description, the second link you'll see down there underneath our link tree is the moneylinedice.com website. The best gambling dice around. They give you home away. They give you ATS or money line. They give you over-under. They give you your units. And they give you a wild card die. So you can roll literally any way you possibly want. Any possible pick that you want to try and make on a game, these dice can make for you.
They're crispy.
Crispy as all hell.
Crispy looking.
You pull them out of the bag. They're dark black. They're smooth, gold lettering. You hold them up to a light, and they're translucent. Nasty. It's little details with our friends over there at Moneyline Dice, and that's why we like them, because we're about the little fucking details over here, too. So, they also got a tracking book. You can keep track of everything, a little MMA scorecard, loads of other merchandise, and since you're fans of the TTL Pod, since you hang out with us, nothing is off limits for you guys. So you go there, head over to their shop, check some shit out, add it to your cart, see what you like, and if you're a first-time buyer, once you get to your cart, you'll see a place you can enter a coupon code. You didn't think we were just going to send you there and not give you anything in return. Hey, enter code TTL10, TTL10 at checkout. You'll get 10% off your first order at moneylinedice.com. Start rolling with the best, the all-knowing, the ever-present, ever-popular Moneyline Dice. Thank you, Dice.
Thank you, Dice.
Not present on set, but thank you, Dice.
Yeah, thank you, Dice.
They'll be back soon.
Any people, whether it's us, you individually, me individually, the dice that they tweet out, every person that I see use them, and this is no joke, over 50%.
Oh, yeah.
Over 50%.
Oh, yeah. It's wild. It's wild. They went on a heater at the end of our MLB run.
Scorching
It was ridiculous. It was like 10-1 that they went on to close out the season. It was absolutely. It might have even been more than that. It was absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it was like 20-10 or something like that. I don't even know.
Yeah. So get yourself a set. We'll bring them back definitely when it's business as usual, and they'll just be like these random hockey games, random
hockey,
shit here.
basketball.
Well, it'll be the money.
We got to football, and it was like, even the games we don't bet on, we still have at least some inkling of an opinion. And
maybe we might bet on it. Yeah. We don't want to completely seclude ourselves out of that game before Sunday rolls around. Right. So yeah, I get what you're saying.
100%.
Okay. Excuse me. Real quick before we close out the show with a little motivation minutes and everything else, a couple of final closing questions. Derrick Henry, over 13.5 receiving yards, partner.
Oof. I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
Without looking at the pricing of it, I'm gonna say yes. If we think what's gonna happen, where they're down and they have to throw, they still want to get him involved. Obviously, he's not the most or the biggest pass catching back, but I do like that one.
So you don't have to eat much chalk. Even minus 110 right now.
Okay.
So on both sides of it. I would lean over as well. Now, the one thing that does worry me is that he's not always the biggest receiving back in the game, and they can always bring in jeepers creepers. Go back to the injuries, because this was part of my just go back to the injuries right there. The running back. He's like somewhere right. Yep. McNichols. Jeremy McNichols. Yeah. I can remember. My brain works hey, if you didn't believe I have a photographic memory, I knew where that name was. I just couldn't remember the fucking name. So, Jeremy McNichols is questionable. A little bit of but if he's all right, he's going to take that receiving duty. And I think that's why that's so low. But if he's out, look for that to shoot up to 21,
Yeah.
22 possibly.
And I'm glad you pointed us to the injury list because I totally,
Huge.
of all the things that I was picking up of, I totally forgot how many dudes are on, whether they're questionable, probable, or out. They still have a laundry list of dudes that are out, and I don't really care that they still beat the Jags by 20 last week because the Jag is going to jag. The Jag's going jag, however you want to say it. And I think just being in a different country, is the only way that they can do it. So
Hey, actually, that's a good point. Maybe that is why.
And
it
I think the
happened.
Dolphins are
Because I think there might even be
fire.
I think there might even be a bigger Jags fan base in the UK
Possibly.
than there is in Duval County.
Possibly.
Pretty
I don't know
wild.
if I want to say that. Duval's pretty wild. Duval's pretty wild for their Jags. But
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
they're at
I
least
don't know.
realistic. For
Pretty
the most
damn
part.
close, though. Pretty damn close. I will say so myself. All right.
Don't move the
Anything
Jags
else?
to London.
Yeah, don't move to London. Anything else that I missed, partner? Before I do have one or two other things here to mention. A little couple announcements before.
Okay.
Get into
Are we
motivation minutes.
back to some solid UFC cards, or we got one more mediocre one before we got some big ones?
I think we got one more mediocre
Ooh,
one.
as far as the full card, I don't know, but we got
this is gonna
Paulo
be-
Costa, Marvin Vettori this
That's
weekend.
right. I forgot that. So this one ended up not being too bad. If
No.
you did stop by my UFC blog, we went 3
this
and
past
2.
one, yeah.
3 and 2 plus money cashers. Oh, also mentioning blog extra cheddar 1 and 1 for my
1 and 1.
partner. Didn't cash the plus money, but cashed the Packers.
Yeah, I thought Randall Cobb, the Bear Killer, was going to show up. He literally
Killer.
didn't show up.
Yeah, the bear killer. That was your he was the bear killer. He is now the decoy or whatever the hell you want.
I didn't even see him on the field. I
I know.
don't
That's
know.
it.
It
He
was
was
weird.
that. Not anymore.
Anyways.
3 and 2, cash some plus money polys in the UFC, so feeling good. It was one of those hashtag don't bet against Brazilians night,
Yeah.
my friends. If you didn't read the blog, when there's multiple Brazilians on a card and a lot of them are underdogs, I always remember Mystic Mac's great words. We're not here to take pot, we're here to take over. You understand? And that's what the Brazilians do when they're all on the same fucking card. We cashed some good stuff this weekend, so make sure you tune in. Drops every Saturday, about 8, 9 a.m. I'll dish that bad boy out. So,
That's a pretty big fight, though, this main event. Costa Vettori.
Vettori. Who is that co-main again?
Grant Dawson, Ricky Glenn.
Okay. It'll be a couple of no-namers, but it's going to be some guys that are
Sure.
definitely going to end up making a lot of these upcoming weight classes make
Yeah.
a lot of movement. So, yeah, there's not Alex Caceres making his return. Actually, that Alex Caceres Singwoo Choi fight should be ridiculous.
Okay.
Haven't seen Francisco Trinidaldo fight for a long time, so that should be solid. Him and Dwight Grant. Nikolai Negumereanu going against Ike Villanueva. That should be a fight in the fuck. Actually, this one might not be bad, and we might have a couple of hashtag don't bet against Brazilians.
Hey.
Damn, dude, this is a 2, 4, 6, 8,
Oh, geez,
10,
we got 'em going.
12. This is a 14
'em going.
fight card. This ain't nothing to shake a stick at now.
No. I mean, that main event is Paulo Costa is still number 2 in middleweight, and Vittori's number 5. So
Dude,
that's
early look ahead.
potential winners, potential getting a rematch with fucking Izzy.
Okay, give me early look ahead. Give me Aaron Phillips at plus 240 to open the night because there's no reason. That's more of a pump, but there's no reason Jonathan Martinez should be minus 300 favorite.
Right.
Hashtag don't bet against Brazilians. Second fight of the night, Livana Souza going against Ronda Marcos. Give me all of that. Daniel Lacerda going up against Jeff Molina. Give me Lacerda. Hashtag don't bet against Brazilians at plus 140. Kama Worthy is an underdog to High Herbert, so that's interesting. I think High Herbert gets it done, but I don't know that he deserves to be a minus 170 fave. Boys, I got some stuff to look into here. This is going to be, okay, yeah, we're going to have us a nice one. And as promised, I've been trying to dig more into those prop markets.
Yeah.
Like instead of like, I'm not trying to make you guys eat fucking, even if it's like 175. Like I don't want to eat that chalk, so I'm
Right.
not going to make you eat that chalk. So I did one of those this weekend. It was minus 175 Bruno Silva, and it was also I was like, yeah, the odds I don't know, but it seems pretty likely he wins this by KO TKO. Put it in the prop section, wrote about why I liked it. Bingo bango, plus 155 Casharoonie. So it's kind of where I'm trying to lean.
Love it.
Do all of that. Let's see. Last final questions here. Reminder, Wise Words, episode number 7, dropping on Wednesday. We're actually recording that episode tonight. Get ready for that bad boy to come. Get you some more knowledge, insights that you ain't gonna find anywhere else on Wise Words from some of the brightest and sharpest names in all the sports gambling industry. We've been able to make some awesome connections and networks within the sports gambling industry and content creation within sports. And Wise Words is our way to share those connections with you and help you become better bettors all day long. So, that being said, let's see. Derrick Henry, it's now at 14.5. Very interesting. So it has gone up. 19 receiving yards each week and 0 last week. So very interesting there.
I do like that, though.
So yeah, I think the over is a place to lie. Tyler Bass over 2.5 extra points. I would say over 2.5 most definitely.
Yeah.
I would even say maybe over 1.5 field goals. Maybe he gets 2 with that 31-17 projection that I got. Something a little bit like that. But yeah, definitely the extra points over 2.5. Love it. Then without looking, do you think the over-under, what do you think the over-under is for Derrick Henry rushing yards? Well, my friend, if I didn't already know that, I wouldn't be doing my job. It's at 93.5.
Yeah.
Or 97.5. I think it's 93.5 or 92.5. Either way, they just priced that so damn good. He should go over, but I don't know.
And that's not even like that seems high. Like it's
like perfect.
That is like perfect.
Yeah. I don't know. He could have a couple extra runs and split a couple off, and then he could have a couple less runs and not split those runs off and go 2 yards under.
Gun to my head, I would say under.
Okay. You know what? I'd actually
with
lean
the game
under
script that we're talking about. I like the over for his receiving, under for his rushing, but
73 yards. 73 yards for Derrick Henry tonight.
That's what your prediction is?
73 yards for Derrick Henry. Yep. Okay. We'll see if I'm right by tomorrow's show.
Give me 65.
Whoa.
Wilbur.
All right. There we go. There we have it, son of a gun. All right. Let's close this show out. Get you guys on about your day. We've done enough, an hour of nonsense and talking. Got your picks, got everything there. Reminded you about the UFC blogs, the Extra Cheddar, Wise Words, our other show every Wednesday, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time release. If you can't remember any of that, just number one, follow us on Twitter. That is where we're the most active, at Talking the Line. Go to the Talking the Line link tree in this episode's description where you'll find all of the TTL Crew's social platforms, our additional content. And if at the bare minimum you don't have all that jazz, just go to talkingtheline.com. We all have a web browser. You can type that bad boy in there. You'll see all of our featured content. You can hit the little 3-bar dealio in the corner. It'll drop down all of our additional stuff, both of our shows, our blogs, all that good stuff. Check it out. You will not be disappointed. I promise you that. So that's all I got to remind you of. Partner, anything left?
Oh, actually, yes. A little denant.
Okay.
That was a bad.
That was
rough.
A bad one. That was rough, but keep it up.
Kareem Hunt expected to miss several weeks with his calf injury. He'll likely head to injured reserve. So now both Cleveland running backs having some issues.
Yikes. Cleveland's season could be over quick, fast, and in a hurry if they don't get shit figured out here soon.
Man,
soon. Because then that puts so much weight on Baker's shoulders now.
And he's not playing well.
Speaking of his shoulders, that is not where the weight needs to be at all.
Goodness.
So yeah, that's
someone said it today. Maybe Dan Orlovsky. I think they're a 3-3 team with a 6-0 roster, but with those injuries, those two guys,
they might turn into.
I'm blanking on who's after that, but I
don't know who's after that. I have no idea. They had somebody last year that I was pretty high on, and he just kind of fluttered out. So that's not a backfield I care to try and target any value out of that. So Jiminy Christmas, T's and P's to our man Kareem Hunt. Always been high on him ever since he was in Kansas City. Then he took a little detour out of his career for a little while. Now he's back. So T's and P's to you, Kareem, and also Nick Chubb too. So is it?
Demetric Felton and Dearness Johnson.
Dearness Johnson is who I was thinking of. Dearness, I would think that he elevates over Felton.
Okay.
Felton, if I was a betting man, but we'll see. I don't know.
We'll see. Who knows?
Who knows? We got plenty more to talk about, plenty more to discuss as the week rolls on. As those developments continue to come out, we'll continue to cover it, talk about it from a betting perspective. And what does it mean for us cashing tickets? I said us cashing tickets. How about that? All right. Let's see. 73. Okay, 65. He might stiff arm his way to 50, he said. All right. Either way, absolutely love it. Hey, appreciate you hopping in the chat as always, Rome. You the man. All right. Let's wrap this thing up, kids. One final pit stop. One pit stop that no other show that I've found in the market tends to go by. So I will continue to do it for you at the end of every single damn show. It's time for my motivation minutes. First question. What'd you learn over the weekend? You out there? Huh?
I mean, as far as a serious note, I'll have to think for a second. I learned for sure that I am not 21 years old anymore.
Hey, I love starting up a little comedy. RMags had some fun at ISU's homecoming.
Yeah.
Win or lose, birds will
Still
booze.
very, very fun, but I am not 21 years old anymore. That's all I know.
What did I learn? I learned something pretty valuable, actually, and I'm a homebody. I love to sit on my couch, roll up a nice doobie, pop in a Scooby-Dooby movie, and hang out, and watch sports, analyze it, do what we do.
Yeah.
I absolutely love every single minute of it. So in order to be good at what we do,
Sure.
I have to watch every single game. I have to be tapped in all the fucking time. And I guess I kind of need a little bit of apology in that regard, is that I've been pretty fucking busy the last couple of weekends, and I ain't been that tapped in, and that might kind of be a little bit to my demise.
Sure.
Then again, it might not be, but hey, who knows? Either way, all that being said, I stepped out of my comfort zone this weekend, and even though it was for a really important reason for some people that I love, I appreciate the hell out of. I can't believe I was even really invited to their wedding. I mean, I guess I can, but it's just such an honor to be there. Like, again, if you guys are watching, anybody's family of you are watching, appreciate the absolute fuck out of you guys. Thank you so much for having me. It was a blast this weekend. But I learned that sometimes I just need to step out of that comfort zone, because so many times it'll get to an opportunity or moment like that, and I'll be like, yeah, I can sit on the couch.
Right.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I appreciate I appreciate the invite, but it turned out being so great, and I had such an awesome time with people that I hadn't got to see forever, and I got some fresh perspective and stuff that I needed. So what did I learn? And hopefully you can learn from my words. Hey, step out of your comfort zone. Go do stuff that you wouldn't do every other day of the week, and watch how good it makes you feel inside.
Yeah,
and
most
we get
definitely.
the inside right, it makes the outside follow along.
Most
So,
definitely.
I told you I'd follow up from Friday's show. Hope you had an opportunity to learn something this weekend. But all that being said, I wanted to start this week off I'm going to circle everything around this week, I do believe, kind of chasing after your passions, chasing after your dreams, going after those. Because we're in that exact same thing right now. And I think a lot of it can apply to not only us, but also to you guys out there as well. So I got kind of a quote, kind of a thought provoker. Here's where I'm at. Believe it, and then go make it happen. Whatever you have in your mind, whatever dream you've been holding on to, whatever goal that you set for yourself that you have yet to meet, believe it, and then go make it happen. Because believing it is half the battle of achieving it. Because if you can wake up every single morning, and let me take it down this track, because this is an intrinsic value that a lot of people don't have. If you can get up every single morning and chase after a vision, after a dream, after a goal, after a passion that only you can see, that only you have the ability to believe right now, that's half the battle. If you can chase after that without even anybody knowing about you yet, without you blowing up, quote unquote, that's half the battle. Having that delusion, and I've talked about that before. Shout out my guy Russ. Delusion, persistence, gratitude. Having that delusion to get up every morning that I'm the best to ever do this shit. I am the greatest at what the fuck I do. And continuing to move, even though it might not move the needle in the way you expected, or might not do what you expect it to do, whatever that goal or dream or aspiration or whatever you're trying to tackle might be. I said it before, just know that believing and putting the keys in the ignition to be in the race is more important than being in first place right now. It's all a marathon, not a sprint. We all know that, but I think so many times we just fail to grasp that. That's what life is. Life is a series of tons of marathons back to back to back, and as soon as you cross the finish line to one, you better not think about stopping to get some electrolytes in the system, because something else is coming around the corner and you're going to have to start running again. I promise you that. But as long as you believe it, I guarantee you can make it happen. Whatever it is, whatever it might be, keep going, keep pushing. Have that delusion that you are the greatest. You have already succeeded. You have that vision in your mind, and you're not going to let it go for anything. Keep that delusion. Have that persistence that even if you don't wake up this morning and your life changes forever, remember that very often times do you wake up in the morning and know that your life is about to change forever. Keep that persistence. That old GIF that I've talked about in the past, the miner digging for the diamonds, and he's inches away, and he decides to turn around, and right above him there's a guy frantically digging as hard as he can decide to be the guy on top. Don't stop digging. Don't stop going. Have that persistence. And if you have the opportunity to just be in the race, have some damn gratitude. You're out here. You're alive. You're kicking. You get the opportunity to do what you do and chase your dreams and chase your passions. Something a lot of people can't say. So if you've been given that opportunity, if you have it in your lap, believe it, chase after it, and go make it happen. If it scratches, go itch it. Now is your time to tackle whatever you need to and want to. Believing is half the battle of achieving, my friends. And one more time, believe it, and then go make it happen. And that does it for my motivation minutes of the day.
Very solid stuff, man. Yeah, I always love the image of the miner and the getting for the diamonds. That always strikes a chord with me, most definitely.
Same here, dude. So
I don't even want to say it on the show. Over the weekend, one of our friends, I didn't mention any of that. I didn't mention any of that at all, and he it was like a crude meme that he showed me, and it just I was just like, oh no, I just threw off such of my image of how positive that message is. I'll tell you off the show, but
all right. Sounds like a good sounds good. So
it was just one of those memes where you're just like, oh come on, man, you ruined that for me, but.
All right, well, there you
brought
go.
it back to life for me is the point that I'm trying to make.
It all comes full circle for who might be listening, whoever needs to hear. So that officially does it. My motivation minutes of the day. All right, nothing left to cover here, my friends. It does appear to be the show. Anything else on that end of the spectrum, partner? Any breaking news?
A little bit of just more on the Browns situation as a whole, not even just Kareem Hunt. Oh, I lost my place here. Let's see. So calf injuries are always tough to predict. Rough estimate was 4 to 6 weeks for Kareem Hunt.
Jeez.
Stefanski said Kareem will miss weeks. JOK, your guy, also going to miss a few weeks here.
Oh, no.
Baker Mayfield, still TBD, and
no.
Odell as well.
Oh, no.
So Cleveland's got some issues, my friend.
Oh, no.
And I almost said the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons. Arthur Smith says that Calvin Ridley is going to return to practice this week.
Okay, so
shit, man, the Browns got some issues.
A shitstorm is brewing in the dog
Keenum
pound.
season.
Oh,
Case Keenum
hey,
season.
I almost tweeted that out yesterday. Is it crazy for me to be more worried about this Cardinals spread if Case Keenum is under center than Baker Mayfield?
Hey, man, I'm not going to sit here and say that I would want Case Keenum on my team, but the situation he had in Minnesota a few years ago worked out pretty decently for him, and if it wasn't for these injuries, if only Baker Mayfield was injured and they had to plug in Case Keenum, I wouldn't be jumping off the Browns ship. But obviously now you've got all these injuries. So, tough situation there for Case if he has to play.
I hate to close it if you didn't know. Partner's birthday just passed, but yes, tough situation for Case Keenum. Libras won the world. This just in at Rome DMV. At RMags TTL Sports, at Will Smith, at Drake, at Cardi B, Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Kim K, Lil Wayne, and Judge Judith Franklin. All fucking Libras, pal.
Yeah, man.
And me, I'm over here just sitting in the Sagittarius boat.
Hey-o.
Just trying to figure out how we're going to run the world together.
Took me about until 2 months ago to finally have it locked in my brain that I am a Libra because I'm not tapped into that world as much.
Me neither.
But my girlfriend took me about 20 times over the course of a few years to what am I actually again? And she tells me, and now I finally got it. And of course, our guy Rome is helping me out.
Now it's just hammered into your brain. Yeah. Also, dude, you're in the terms of some Judge Judy. I love me some good Judge Judy.
All you needed to
dude.
say was Judge Judy.
I love me some good Judge Judy. I don't know about you, but if I didn't have shit going on at 2 o'clock on a Monday or Tuesday, I'd turn on some Judith Franklin. You best believe your ass.
I don't know why this is clicking in my head and we don't get into
I don't know either, but I'm sure you're going to tell us.
The world's issues, and we won't do it right now. I think Judge Judy might be the one person with any situation to come in and clean up and say, hey, you're acting like a dumbass right now. Stop it.
You know what?
You're also acting like a dumbass. You need to stop it.
Oh, Jim from The Office as well. But yes, I agree with you there, too. How about that? Big Office fan over here.
Big ol'.
I think, hey,
you can see it. You can
Judith Franklin 2024. There you go.
I'm not even saying that, maybe that, but I'm just saying, whoever you need to sit in a room, you're acting like a dumbass. Stop it.
All of you. Hey, Judy Franklin. There you go. There you have it. Who knows?
I can see it.
Libras run the world. All right,
Answering
my
all the
friends.
world's problems.
There we go. There we have it. Yet another rabbit hole. You know how it goes here at the TTL
Watch her
pod.
be like extremely problematic about a certain issue or something.
You don't know which way we're going. You never know which direction is going to
case-
happen. Maybe up, maybe down. Who knows? Maybe Mag stuck his foot in his mouth. Maybe he didn't. We don't know. We'll have to find out later. I think we're all good. Either way, it's time to quit these rabbit holes for the day. It's time to lock in all of the best bets and then head on over to your local sportsbook, pull up a chair at that pay window, and get ready to meet us there in a few short hours. So, without further ado, let's send you on your way. At 11:11, my friends, make your wish. Hell of a time. Ladies and gentlemen, degenerates and gamblers. Far and wide. For myself and Mags, thank you so much for choosing to stop by episode number 148 of the Talking the Line podcast on this beautiful October 18th, 2021, Monday Night Football Monday of bets. We cannot tell you how much we appreciate all of you, your following, your support, your likes, your follows, your subscriptions, everything in between. We do this for you every single day. I was so juiced up waiting to get back podding this morning to see you guys. Cannot tell you how much we appreciate every one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. TTL rocket ship is only going to keep going closer and closer to the moon for each and every one of you. Once again, for myself and my partner, we hope you have a spectacular rest of your Monday, unless you have any other plans. And my friends, we will see you around the bend on tomorrow's show, episode number 149. But for now, on this Monday of bets, let's cash some tickets.